Hello everyone, welcome to your full body Pilates flow today. Let's start sitting back onto our heels, get comfortable, and then interlock your fingers back behind the body. Let's open through our chest and shoulders as we inhale, and then exhale, forward fold over your thighs, reaching your hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lifting your chest back up, and then opening the arms out to the front, interlock them in front of the body and press the palms forward as you round the spine, dropping your chin to your chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, press those palms away from you, round through your spine. Inhale to lengthen back up and reach the palms up to the ceiling. We're going to shrug our shoulders all the way up and then exhale, relax them back down. Let's go again. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up around the ears. Exhale, melt them back down. Taking a side stretch over to the left. Feeling that beautiful stretch to the right side of the waist. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, take it over to the right, stretching out through the left side. Reaching back up, open those arms out to the side and let's come into a 4-point kneel position. Shoulders stacked over the wrists, knees under your hips. Taking a cat stretch, let's inhale as we take our gaze forward and drop our belly. And then exhale as you round through the spine, gazing to the pelvis. Inhale, arching through, stretching out the front line, and then exhale, draw the navel in towards your spine. Feeling that beautiful release through the spine, start to move a little deeper as you warm up the body. Now finding your neutral, tucking your toes, let's send our hips up to a downward facing dog. Once you are up in your down dog, just pedal out your heels. Let the hips gently sway from side to side. Just do what feels good for the body at this stage. Feeling that beautiful release down the back of the legs. And now let's start to drop both heels down towards the mat. We'll rise up onto our tippy toes, tuck the pelvis and unravel into a high plank position. Right hand comes to the center of the mat, pivot the feet and reach the left arm up. Really rainbow the body here, reach the left arm up overhead. Circle the arm back down to the mat, reach the right arm up other side. Reach it up overhead, rainbow the body. And then circle the hand back down to the mat. Send your hips back up into your downward facing dog. Let's repeat, adding on. Unravel. Move your body like a wave down into plank. Right hand to the center of the mat. Left arm reaches up. We're bending the knees this time. We're going to fold down. And then reach back up into that side plank position overhead with the arm. And then circle that arm back down to the mat, repeating other side. Right arm reaches up, folding the knees, and then lengthening the body back out long. And then circling the arm back down to the mat, downward facing dog. We'll be repeating that again, this time 5 on each side. Let's unravel into our plank. Right hand to the center of your mat, left arm up. Lift through the waist. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, lengthen the body. 4 more. 3 to go, really move with your breath. Last 2. Last one here. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen, reach overhead. Let's circle the arm back down to the mat. It comes to the center. We reach our right arm up. Let's begin to fold those knees. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen the body. Keep pressing out of your shoulder. Really lifting through the side of the waist. 3, 4, 2. Last one here. Reach up overhead, holding. And then circle the arm back down to the mat. Send your hips up, downward facing dog. Feel yourself grounding in this position. You may choose to pedal out through the heels again, or you may choose to just drop both heels down, feeling that deeper stretch through the back body. Let's now bend those knees, bringing it to a hover, and then come forward into your plank. Hips lift, downward dog. Lower the knees into a hover, then shoot forward into that high plank. Taking that little circle, downward facing dog, to our hover, and then to our plank. Feeling as though a rope is wrapped around your hips as you lift to that downward facing dog position. Last one in this direction. Holding that plank, we will reverse the direction. Let's start to bend the knees into the hover. Then hips lift to your downward facing dog, and then we lower into our plank position. We fold at the knees, we send the hips up, and then lower to plank. Really stabilizing through your shoulders here, pulling those shoulders back and down away from the ears, singeing in our waist. Pull your navel in towards your spine. 2 to go. Last one. We now hold our plank position. Allow your hips to drop down towards the mat. Rest the feet down and really press up out of your shoulders, still drawing that navel in. Slowly lower your chest down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest back up. And then exhale as you slowly bring the chest back down. One more. Inhale, lift. And on this exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips up into your downward facing dog. Let's soften our knees and walk our hands back towards our feet. Stack your spine, bone by bone. Let's unravel, coming all the way up to standing. Let's shuffle our feet a little bit wider now, ready for your squat set. We're sitting back into the heels, reaching the arms overhead. Drive all the way up to the top, drilling your heels heavy down in towards the mat. I want you to feel as though you're trying to split the mat into 2 down the center here. So you're driving the heels down and out like you're tearing that mat into 2, really activating through your glutes, making sure your knees are tracking over the middle toes. Let's begin to add on. Hold your squat. We're stepping our right foot out to the side. Your arms sweep down, step it back in, reach the arms up. Left leg steps out, arms down, step it back in, and then come all the way up to the top. Let's repeat. Lower, step the right foot out, in, left foot out, and in. Beautiful. Let's keep that going. Staying nice and deep in your squat as you step those legs out and then drive all the way up. Starting to feel that heart rate increase. Those legs fire up a little more now. You can do it. Still really taking this time to connect to the breath. On your next one, we hold it down and we just continue to step out and in. We are not coming up anymore. We're going to stay nice and deep in our squat. You can do it. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, come into the squat. We're holding. Hands will come to prayer, pulsing down in our squat. You've got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come up to the top. Well done, guys. Interlock your fingers back behind your body. Open through the chest and shoulders. Let's sit back into our squat. Take a nice deep breath here. As you exhale, we're going to forward fold, send the hips up, reach those hands to the ceiling. Inhale, sit back into the squat. Exhale, forward fold over those legs. 2 more. Last one, when you come into your squat, hands will come down to the mat. We walk forward into our plank position. Tightening through the waistband, draw the abs in. Right knee taps to the mat and then left knee taps. A gentle knee tap. Keep drawing that navel in towards your spine. Your elbows stay soft here. Try not to hyperextend through the arms. 4, 3, 2. On your last one, just extend the legs and hold your plank. And then gently lower the knees down. Take a seat back to your heels into child's pose. You're reaching those arms forward. Allow the forehead to rest down to the mat and just take a breath here. Stacking your right hand on top of the left. Drawing your right hip down towards your heel. Feeling that deep stretch all down the side of your waist, down through the back. Let's switch it to the other side now. Left hand goes on top of the right. Draw that left hip down towards your left heel. Take that big breath in. Feel the back of the ribs expand. And then exhale, melt them back down. Unstack the hands. And now let's come forward into our 4-point kneel position. Shoulders over the wrists, knees under hips. Start to slide your left leg back behind you. It's long as you lift it up to the ceiling. Exhale to lift. Inhale to tap it down. Here we're really pulling our ribs in and away from our t-shirt or our crop. We're making sure we didn't sink into our right hip. We aim to keep our hips square to the mat here. Now, if you felt yourself sink into the right hip, I want you to take that little moment to reset and start again. Adding on the opposite arm, reaching it forward. So we lower the limbs down towards the mat and then lift up. Now really think about creating length through your body here. Again, draw the navel in. Tighten through the waist. Adding on a side sweep, we lift the limbs and we take them to the side, back to center, then tap them down. We go to the corners of your mat there, so they don't need to sway out too much, just to the corners of the mat to challenge that core stability. Last 2. On your next one, let's stay out there and we're just going to the corners of the mat back to center. You can do it. You have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, come through center. We're going into a tiger curl, pulling your elbow in towards your knee, rounding the spine, lengthening back out long. Exhale, draw the navel in, round. Inhale, lengthen. Last 2. One more here. Let's lengthen out long, hold, little pulses up to the ceiling. Lift, lift. Just 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place those limbs down. You're going to reach your right arm up to the ceiling, taking a rotation stretch, threading the needle, dropping the shoulder down to the mat. Inhale as you reach the hand up, and then exhale, thread through. Take your gaze with your thumb. Let's place the hand back down to the mat. We're going to lift that back left leg again and sweep it around to the outside of your left wrist. Setting up in a low lunge, bring your hands to your hips. From here, tuck your tailbone slightly under, lengthen that spine. We're going to reach our right arm up. As you exhale, you're going to twist to the left thigh. Take that right elbow over and across the left knee. Let's bring our hands to prayer there. Pressing your right elbow into the knee, opening the shoulder to the ceiling. You may choose to stay there, or you can tuck your back toes and extend that back right leg. Again, really open that left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Taking 2 long breaths here. Deep breath in through the nose and out through your mouth. 1 more. Gently place the back knee down if you have it lifted. So we're going to come back up through center. Reach your arms up overhead, drilling your front heel into the mat as you lift yourself up. Extend both legs. Reach the arms up as you lower into your 90-90 lunge. Bending the back knee down towards the mat, then driving through that front heel to lift you back up. As we do this movement, I want you to aim to get your back knee as low as you can to the mat. Your front knee stays tracking over the middle toes. Adding a pulse at the bottom, 1 pulse, and then drive up. Let's repeat. We lower, pulse, and then lift up to the top. Working through the left glute. Your right leg will fire here as well. 3 more. 2. Now next one, hold it, and we're just pulsing down here. You've got it. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Holding and then extending the back leg, reaching those arms forward. From here, we're going to tap your back foot in, arms sweep down, tap it out, reach the arms back overhead. So we're just tapping our back foot in and out, staying nice and deep in our left supportive leg here. Our left glute's going to fire. This is your first round of 3. You can do it. 4 more here. 3, 2. Last one. Let's go back into our 90-90 lunge and pulse down into our second round. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hinge forward. Extend that back leg. Let's tap the back foot in and out. You can do it, guys. So this is our second round. You will have 1 more after this. Keep it strong. 5, 4, 3, 4, 2. Last one, step it back, bend that back knee, little pulses. Let's go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hinging forward. Let's do it. 1 more round here, tapping the back foot in and out. You've got it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Step that back foot out, lunge and hold as you sweep the arms down and around to the mat. Try to not let your foot brush the mat as we step it back into a downward facing dog. Well done. Give those heels a pedal out. Feel that nice release, especially down the left side. Pressing those palms down into the mat, pressing away from the ground. Let's drop both heels down and then rise to the tippy toes. Bend the knees, come down to your mat in your 4-point kneel position. Setting yourself up to extend your right leg back, lift it up to the ceiling and then tap it down. Exhale to lift, inhale to tap down. Making sure we didn't sink into our left hip. Keep your hips square to the mat. Keep drawing the navel in and pull your ribs in and away from your top. Flowing and moving with your breath to connect to your core. Next one, let's add on the left arm reaching forward. We lift both limbs up, tap them down. Focusing on that length through the spine, I want you to imagine that someone's coming and pulling your ankle back, pulling your wrist forward. Adding on the side sweep to the corner of the mat, back through center, tap back down. Lift, take it to the side, back through center, tap it down. Try not to let your hips sway here. Core is really connected to help keep you centered. Now on this next one, stay out there. We take it to the corner of the mat, back through center. For 5, 4, 3, 2, coming through center, tiger curl, bringing the knee into your elbow, lengthening back out long. Exhale, round the spine, draw those abs in. Inhale, lengthen. 3 to go. For 2. Last one, let's extend out long and pulse to the ceiling with those limbs. For 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, 1. Let's place the limbs back to the mat. Reach the left arm up, take your gaze with your thumb and thread under, drop the shoulder down. Inhale as you reach, exhale as you take that rotation. Last one. Bring your hand back to the mat now. Let's lift the back right leg, sweeping it forward, planting your right heel onto the mat into our lunge position. Hands come to our hips, tuck your tailbone under. Lift your left arm up, reach it to the ceiling. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, twist towards that right thigh, bringing your left elbow over the knee. Hands come into prayer. We open that right shoulder up to the ceiling. You can stay there or perhaps tuck your toes and extend your back leg long, holding for 2 breaths. 1 more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Gently place the knee back down to your mat. Let's come through center. Hands reach up overhead. Drill that front heel into the mat as we lift all the way up and then lower back down, 90-90 lunge. And then extend both legs. Inhale to lower. Exhale as you drive up. Making sure once again your front knee tracks over the middle toes. We're getting our back knee deep towards the mat. Let's now add in our pulse. 1 pulse and then drive up. Lower pulse and drive. You've got it. Aiming to still get really deep in those legs. We want to even up on both sides. You can do it. 2 to go. On this next one, continuous pulses down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend your back leg, reach those arms forward. Let's start to tap the back foot in and out. Stay deep in our supportive right leg now. We're drilling our right heel down in towards the mat. 3, 2, last one. Come back into your 90-90 lunge. Drop that back knee. Let's pulse. Second round now. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinging forward. Let's tap it in and out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it back out. 90-90 lunge. Let's go. Pulsing down. You've got it. Last round here. Keep it strong. 3, 2, 1. Hinging forward. Straighten that back leg. Final bit of our lunge work. Getting that little bit deeper in our right supportive leg. If we can, really challenge yourself. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Step back into your lunge. Let's circle those arms around to the mat, stepping your foot back into downward facing dog. Again, just taking this little moment to release through the back body. Let's drop both heels to the mat, rise up to the tippy toes, unravel into our high plank position. We slowly bring ourselves to our mat now, so we're going to bend our elbows, keep really tightening through the waist, slowly coming all the way down. And once your belly reaches the mat, flatten your feet, lift your chest halfway up, then relax the chest back down. We're going to press ourselves back up from our knees, tuck the toes, lift into high plank and repeat. So super slowly coming down to the mat. Once your chest and belly reach the mat, we flatten the top of the feet, we lift the chest halfway, lower our chest back down, tuck the toes, press yourself up from your knees, and then lift the knees into your plank. Nice and slow, just one more here. As we lift the chest, feel your spinal extensors working to lift you. Drawing your abs in. We're repeating but going a little quicker now, so let's start to pick up the pace. Flowing that little bit quicker, still keeping your core super connected here. Inhale to lift the chest, exhale lower and press. Doing really well, guys. Really getting into your core, your spinal extensors, and working that upper body. You've got it. 3, 2, 'Last one here. Let's rest ourselves all the way down to the mat. Stack your hands on top of one another now and rest your forehead down to your hands. Inhale as we lift the chest up, and then exhale, rest back down. Modification if you need here is to keep the hands down and just lift your chest and your head. But if you can, we're bringing those hands with us. We're drawing our navel in towards our spine. So pull the abs away from the mat, but press your hip bones heavy down in towards the mat. Beginning to add on, your next one, come up. We're going to draw our elbows in towards the sides of our waist and then reach your arms overhead. Inhale as you pull the elbows in, lift the chest. Exhale as you reach your arms forward. Moving with the breath, as you inhale, lift the chest a little higher. Let's add on lifting our legs as well. As you draw your elbows into the waist, lift those thighs up and then lower them down as you reach your arms forward. 3 more. 3, 4, 2. Now on this next one, keep the legs lifted, just moving the arms. So keep those thighs lifted, squeeze into the glutes, abs pulling away from the mat. 3, 4, 2. Your last one, hold those arms out there, stay lifted, you can do it, you're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold back in and rest down. You may come to your cheek to one side. Bend the knees in and just let your feet sway from side to side. Windscreen wiper the legs. Let's now press ourselves up. We're turning ourselves around. Have your knees bent, sitting up tall. We're going to reach our arms forward out in front of us, tuck our pelvis under and slowly roll yourself down to the mat, bone by bone. Once you get down there, head stays lifted, hands cupped behind the head. Lift the legs to tabletop. Lower the head down as you tap your feet to the mat. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. As you come up, drawing that navel in towards your spine, I want you to really breathe everything down in towards your mat. Keeping your elbows wide and make sure you don't pull on your head and neck here. Think about really lifting your chest to get into those deep abdominal muscles. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. 4, 2. On your next one, holding your arms sweep down by your sides. You bring your hands back to the head, you lower back down. Let's lift. Arms come down by our sides, hands to the head, toe tap down as you lower the head. Flowing through this as your arms come down by your sides, I encourage you to aim to lift that inch higher up off your mat. Scoop the belly in and down. Making sure you're imprinting your lower spine into the mat. We don't want to overarch and feel any lower back here. We're keeping it about the front line. Those abdominals are going to sizzle. Now let's bring our hand to our head and we've got a single toe tap holding our abdominal curl. 1 foot going down to the mat at a time. Abs are not doming out. We're pulling everything in super tight as we aim to hover our shoulder blades up off the mat. 4, 3, 2, 1 foot goes down. We tap the hands underneath the bent knee and then switch, switch, switch and tap. 3, 2, 1 and tap. 3, 2, 1 and tap. Tapping underneath the bent knee, really encouraging you once again to lift that inch higher. Make sure you're not pulling on your head and neck as you start to fatigue. I know those abdominals are starting to really feel it. Let's bring the legs to tabletop now and extend the legs out long. One leg extends and switch. We're repeating. Tap underneath the bent knee. Switch for 3, for 2, 1 and tap. For 3, 2, 1 and tap. You've got it. Keep it strong, guys. Making sure your lower back isn't overarching off the mat. Keep flattening it down. You've got this. Just 2 more rounds. Almost there. Last one. And then rest yourself down. Hug your knees to your chest. Gently massage your lower back down into the mat. Let's extend our legs up to the ceiling. Flex your feet, heels together, toes apart. Arms reach up. Let's sweep them down by our sides and start to pulse them as we lift that chest up. Scoop the belly, little pulses like you're splashing puddles next to you. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Can you start to lower those legs as a challenge, bringing them down on the diagonal? You are almost there. Push through that burn. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Hug those knees back in. Take that little moment to sway from side to side. Well done. Let's now just place those legs out long. Open your arms out to the sides. Fold your right knee in. Take it over and across the body. If you'd like a deeper rotation stretch, you can place your left hand onto that right knee and gently press down. Let's come back through center. Right leg extends long. Left knee now folds in. Take it over and across the body. Pressing our left shoulder into the mat, gazing back in the other direction for a deeper stretch, and pressing your right hand down to the knee if you'd like a little more there. Let's come back through center. Cup your hands underneath one thigh just to help lift you up. Roll yourself up into a seated position. Let's now shuffle ourselves back and fold your legs in. You're taking your right foot over your left knee, walking your hands forward on your mat. Lower your chest and your forehead down towards the mat, just as far as you can go. Really listen to your body as you feel that right hip and glute release. As we exhale here, just feel that hip release that little bit more. On your next breath, walk your hands back in. We'll switch over to the other side. Place your left foot over your right thigh. Let's walk our hands forward. Relaxing down. Focus in on your breath to help you relax a little more in this position, feeling that deep release through your hip and glute. Melting down into the stretch. On your next breath, let's walk our hands back in. Bring your hands down to the mat. Let's send our hips up into a downward facing dog. Feel yourself grounding here, pressing the palms down into the mat, drilling the heels as far down as you can. Start to soften your knees and then lengthen them back out long. Inhale, soften the knees. Exhale, lift those hips a little higher. Send those hips back and up as you extend the legs. Keep the knees soft. Let's walk the hands in towards our feet now and take a little moment at the bottom there. Give your head a little shake and a little nod. Decompressing our spine. Feel that release all down the back body. Take a breath in and then exhale. Stack your spine bone by bone, unravel. Reach those arms up, interlock the fingers. Grow tall and take a side stretch over to the right, stretching out the left side of the body. Come through center, take it to the other side. And then come back through center. Well done today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful day.